All right, so if you've watched any amount of like health videos on the internet or like food nutritionist videos on the internet, you've probably at some point heard somebody say something like, avoid foods with riboflavin, it's bad for you. Avoid foods with thiamine, it's bad for you. Avoid foods with niacin, it's bad for you. And there's probably a bunch of other stuff that takes to avoid as well. In fact, there is a bunch of other stuff that takes to avoid, but those are the ones that I hear the most, like riboflavin, thiamine, and niacin. But what I don't hear, and what you might not be hearing as well, is why are they bad for you? Like, they always say that they're bad for you, but they never say what they actually are, all right? Or why they're bad for you. Like, what is riboflavin? What is thiamine? What is niacin? What are they and why are they bad for you? They never actually say. So I thought, you know what? I ain't no scientist, right? I ain't no nutritionist expert. I'm not experienced in these fields. I have no special knowledge or skill in this area. But I do know how to read. I know how to read and I know how to look up words that I don't understand. So that's what I did. I looked at some stuff, I read it, and I looked at some more stuff, I read it, and I figured, you know what, why not make a video and present my findings? I'm not claiming to be any kind of expert on the matter, but I think it's interesting, and you know, some of you might need to hear this. So I have to consult my notes just to make sure I don't get too many things wrong. All right then, so riboflavin is a vitamin. Specifically, it's called vitamin B2. It occurs naturally in meat, milk, eggs, nuts, green vegetables. It's important for the development of the skin, blood cells, brain function, and lining of the digestive tract. Also, riboflavin is essential for other vitamins to function properly. High dose riboflavin may help reduce the number and severity of migraines in adults. And riboflavin can help restore the lining of the mouth and treat mouth sores. Okay, that's riboflavin. Now, thiamine, also known as vitamin B1, is a micronutrient that helps the body convert carbohydrates into energy. Also helps with metabolism and cell growth. Now, thiamine is found in whole grains, vegetables, some meats, and fish. Now, niacin, also known as nicotinic acid, or vitamin B3. That comes from meat, fishes such as tuna and salmon, and also in nuts, vegetables, and seeds. Now, niacin helps to treat and prevent pellagra, which is a disease caused by niacin deficiency. Symptoms of pellagra include inflamed skin, diarrhea, and dementia. So all these things that all these internet gurus are telling you to avoid because it's bad for you, they're not bad for you at all. In fact, you should be having them. You should have foods with riboflavin, thiamine, and niacin. They're good for you. They're all actually good for you. They help with staying healthy and preventing diseases. Let's go a little bit further into it, because so far I've only talked about where these vitamins come from naturally. You can, of course, get foods that are fortified with vitamins, you know, where they add the vitamins to it, or tablets that serve as vitamin supplements where they extract the vitamins and then add it to the tablets. So they extract it from these sources and then they add it to the food. Now, there's various ways in which vitamins are extracted from their natural sources, but the most common way I can find is using ethanol. Now, ethanol is the same chemical that is found in alcoholic beverages. So for those of you who avoid alcohol completely, you might want to pay attention. So basically what happens is they use ethanol or other chemicals. Ethanol seems to be the most common one, but they use the chemical to extract the vitamins from the sources. Once it's extracted, they then evaporate the ethanol or whichever chemical they use, so there's none left. And what you're left with is just the vitamin in its most purest form. Or, to be more accurate, as close to its purest form as you can get. There is a possibility that some trace amounts of ethanol, whichever chemical they use, is left behind. Now, I did read that they are working on other ways of extracting vitamins from food that don't use ethanol and don't leave any kind of residue behind, and apparently are much more sustainable as well. But the bottom line is, none of these are bad for you. Riboflavin is not bad for you. Thiamine is not bad for you. Niacin is not bad for you. These things are actually good for you. And the only thing to consider really is that if you're vegan, they didn't extract these vitamins from any animal sources. And for people who want to avoid any kind of ethanol or alcohol, no matter how tiny, minuscule, insignificant the trace might be, just eat real food. Just eat real food. You should be doing that anyway. Anyway, in closing of this TED Talk in my car, if you come across any kind of video or anything, especially they're telling you avoid this because it's bad for you, avoid that because it's bad for you, and you notice that they're not actually telling you what this thing is or what it does or why it's bad for you, look it up. Look it up. And you'll probably almost certainly find that the thing they're telling you is bad for you isn't bad for you at all, and actually you should be having it in your normal daily diet. But anyway, mid on. Peace.